for those on the opposite end that are trying to buy, do you have anything that you normally tell your clients to help give them a competitive edge, or any resources or anything to help them stand out when they're presenting an offer, or any tips you have for people that are considering buying, knowing what they're getting into with multiple offers?
So I think, okay, the first thing, and so starting with some assumptions, I would always try not to assume. So obviously the sooner I try to connect with buyers, the better. So like a forum like you're having is fantastic, because a lot of times a consumer's just not educated on the market, and it does evolve and change. So what I could tell you 3 months ago could be different than when we actually work together and you choose to purchase. So it's always evolving, always moving. And so I think just having someone who's got that pulse and you're connected with them to find out is number one. Of course, doing your pre-work. I specifically try not to work, because most of my business is referral. Everyone I'm working with, I make sure that they understand the market. I make sure that we talk about, I call it the chicken and the egg. So which comes first? Are we going to buy first? Are we going to sell first? And here's the pros and cons to both. Obviously, if you can sell, or if you can buy without selling, that's the most advantageous place for you to be as the buyer, but not that's not a position everyone can be in. So then we talk about other strategies that I can help them explore, to really understand. And if truly is that they cannot purchase until they sell, then we have to be realistic with the budget, realistic with maybe some geographic areas. You know, if they're wanting to go into a super competitive price point in a super competitive part of the market of the Metroplex, it's going to be very challenging for them. I always try to make sure they're pre-qualified and make sure there's no, like, you know, if you will, things that they just don't know about themselves. I recently had a client who we sold their home, and unbeknownst to them, they had a situation where they co-signed on something with a member of their family, did not realize that that person had not paid something on time. And so then when we were going to put in and do their loan, this kind of came up. And so we had to sort of take a pause, address that, and then come back. But they didn't know that. Right. So there's just things sometimes, I mean, people don't always know. So I always try to make sure everyone has gotten in front of a lender and they know exactly what they can afford, and there's nothing that's going to surprise us. Because I think the most important thing, whether you're going out with your agent or you pop by an open house on a weekend, because we are having open houses here. I know some markets aren't having those across the country, but that you're ready to go, because you can't, and that doesn't by any means that you're rushing anyone. It just means that people have to understand that there's a dynamicness to this environment. And if they truly think that they know that that's the one, then they probably need to be comfortable with saying, I'm comfortable with having my agent put in the offer.
Right. It's not like a year ago when you could say, I really like the home. We're going to go home and talk about it, and we'll touch base with you like tomorrow.
In a couple of days.
Yeah. It's like you leave the house and it's like, okay, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to go for it or do you not? Because there's like 4 other people behind you. And